I'm Jacqueline. Thank you so much for joining us. I just want to say thank you so much for all the emails that you've sent us and all the comments. I just want to encourage you to keep sending us. It really helps us put out into contact and know what you're really struggling with every day. So we really want to help you out that way. So I just want to, we're going to go over a close today, which we call the credit reestablishment close. Now, it's very different from a lot of others, and I really like this one because I feel like you can relate to a lot of customers, and it's very simple to explain and very easy to duplicate. So we're going to go over that. What's very important with a lot of things that we do is asking the right qualifying questions. Now, we're not going to go into asking the right qualifying questions in this video, but it's something that we're going to do later. I know that a lot of people are struggling with that because if you don't ask the right qualifying questions, you have no way to navigate through the sales process, and you're stuck backpedaling, and you're stuck skipping steps, having to start over and that kind of thing. So it really helps when you know the right questions. There's several questions that we're going to teach later on. Now, with these videos and everything that you see when Andy teaches or when I teach, I want to encourage you to watch them over and over because it's something that you're going to have to practice and write down, record yourself and do it over and over until you get really comfortable and you can hear yourself doing it. So, like I said, you want to pick examples that you're going to use with customers. See, people view salesmen as crooks and they come in and they're scared. You want to make them feel like they have to be comfortable, like they're like your friends and that kind of stuff. So you have to relate to them. So you don't want to seem like you're talking to them and stuff they don't really understand. So one of the reasons I love this close is because everybody can relate to, like I said to you in the beginning, and because that's very easy to duplicate. So this is a credit reestablishment close, okay? Okay, so when you come in, I don't know if your store has a risk-based sheet or anything like that, but I really encourage you to use it. Sometimes in some states it's a law. I know in Oklahoma it's a law, but some states don't have it and that kind of thing. But really, basically setting your customer up for the close is really good. So it just basically goes over where they are in their credit and where they need to be and that kind of stuff. So it kind of, a lot of people are like, oh, I have Discover, and Discover tells me that I have a certain credit score, and then they come in and they realize it's not even close to what Discover says. So anyway, it's really important to go over that and explain their credit situation so that when you go into this, they really know where they really stand, okay? So I'm gonna start with the example here. So you have two guys, okay? And this guy is on this side of the street, and you have this guy on the other side of the street. They're neighbors, they live in the same neighborhood, and they both buy the same car, okay? It's a $15,000 car. Now this guy right here has a $250 payment. This guy, same car, same money, has a $550 payment, okay? Now what's the difference between these two guys, okay? This guy, yes, he has better credit, right? Okay, so we're gonna write credit on the top of the sheet, okay? Okay, now we go through nationwide lenders. Now this is very important to talk about. And we're going to say, we're gonna write down nationwide lenders, right? That report to all three credit bureaus. The credit bureaus are Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, right? Now the importance of this part is to say true nationwide lenders. Now I'm gonna stop for a minute and explain what that means, okay? Now, everybody knows that it's harder and harder to get a mortgage or a vehicle. There's a lot of things that have happened in the past that have made that happen, okay? Now, it used to be back in the day, you can go in and be like, oh yeah, I have good credit, you don't have to show anything, and you go on, okay? So we go through nationwide lenders, so let's just name a bank, okay? Let's just say Chase. When you get a loan or when you apply through Chase, they're going to look and see if you have made payments through a reputable bank, okay? So when we had problems, when we had the market crash, one of the main reasons why we had the market crash was because there were a lot of people that didn't have any credit and they were approving everybody left and right. So you had people going in and say, to buy here, pay here lot or whatever, or even a credit repair company, and they'd be like, oh yeah, $1,500 will bring you from a 400 credit score to a 750, you know, and that kind of thing, and they'd be like, okay, we're going to report good payments and that kind of thing. Or even in a higher level, you had a lot of brokers in the mortgage industry that would be like, oh, $5,000, we'll bring you from a, you know, a 0 credit score to a 700, you know, and that kind of thing. So report that way. So you had all these people that had no credit, and a few months later they had great credit. Well, it made all of these lenders very cautious. So it is not the same, you know, you're going to have an objection like, oh yeah, the buy here, pay here lot down the street says that they report. Okay? You have to emphasize true. True nationwide lenders that report to all credit bureaus, which are Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. So going back to my example, Chase is going to look and see if they're true nationwide lenders that you have made payments on and have gotten that credit score that you have. Okay? So that's why that's an important thing to talk about. Okay, but going back to this, sorry, I got sidetracked for a minute. Okay, so we go through nationwide lenders that report to all 3 credit bureaus, okay, which are Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, and that's how we get you your loan, which is great. Okay, now, have you ever known anybody that's had braces, for example? They'd be like, yes, I've had braces, or, you know, whoever. Okay, great. So when you get braces, you go to the orthodontist. I'm going to go ahead and write dentist because it's a lot easier to spell. So I'm going to put, you go to the dentist. And what the dentist does is that he looks at your teeth and he, you know, does all the tests and everything. He says, hey, you're going to need some braces, right? So he prescribes braces. Okay? Now, there's so many different types of braces, okay? Because every mouth is unique, right? So let's just say we have 6 treatment plans available, and he's going to look at it. They're going to analyze they're going to do a very good inspection of your mouth. They're going to do x-rays and everything, and they're going to look at your teeth because they're unique to your mouth, and they're going to say, hey, this treatment plan is not going to work because, you know, he has an overbite. This one right here, he's going to have to work for too long, you know, and so on and so forth. This one's not going to work, and this one, you know, is for when you're younger, that kind of thing. This treatment plan is going to be perfect for Joe. This one's right for you, right? And after 12 months of wearing those braces, you know, nobody wants braces, right? They're uncomfortable, you know, they hurt your mouth, you're bleeding everywhere. Nobody really wants them, right? But after 12 months of wearing those braces that you didn't want, right, you're going to have the perfect smile. Okay? And guess what? That smile is going to be perfect for the rest of your life. Okay? Forever. Just like Sandlot, right? Okay, so that's going to last forever. So a little bit of sacrifice right here for the end result for a perfect smile, right? Now we do the same thing, okay? Going through our nationwide lenders like we talked about, we're going to call them a bank, right? They are going to prescribe a car or a vehicle, right? Now what they do is our lenders, they have all of our inventory available to them. And what they're going to do is they're going to look at our inventory. Let's just say they're looking at these 6 cars, you know, because they dug through all of our 100 plus inventory. They're going to say, hey, these 6 ones might work, but let's take a look at them in detail, okay? Looking at your credit, you know, all of your stuff, they're going to look at the cars that fit you, okay? They're going to look at this vehicle and they say, hey, you know what? This car has too many miles. That's not going to work. This one is out of warranty. This one's too small. This one they're going to need a huge down payment for. This one's not going to work, you know. This is going to be the perfect car for Joe, right? They're going to look at all of our inventory and prescribe the perfect vehicle that meets your needs, right? And after 12 months of perfect payments, you are going to end up with great credit, okay? And guess what? That credit is going to be great forever, okay? So a little bit of sacrifice right there, right? Now, the bank is willing to share the risk with you 50-50, okay? So here's a 50-50. Now, their 50% is basically lending you the money, right? Which is 1, and also picking the perfect vehicle for you, right? Your 50% of the responsibility is making those 12 payments on time for 12 months, okay? Now, my finance manager asked me to ask you, if I can get your foot in the door with a nationwide lender like this, right, and make credit a priority for you, would you promise to make those 12 months payments on time for the next year? Yes. Great. Initial right here. Let's get your new card played out. Let's see what I can do. Okay, so that's basically the way this works. It's very, very simple to use. Like I said, you want to be neat and explain this. Now, the reason why we choose this example is because you kind of want the customer to know what's coming next, and they're going to be sitting with you and they almost know what you're doing. You're at their level, and guess what? When you do it this way, it's almost like it's their idea, and we all know what that means, right? If it's their idea, they're more likely to buy the car. It's a very simple example. Now, Andy always talks about being knee to knee with the customer, okay? It's very important. When you sit and work a deal with your customer, you want to be sitting, that's what that means, is you're going to be sitting next to them. So when you're writing these examples, you almost want to be on the side where you're drawing and they're next to you. If you are uncomfortable sitting next to your customer, it means that you have not done a good job outside building rapport, breaking the ice, and asking the right questions, making a friend. I mean, if you cannot do that and you feel uncomfortable being knee to knee, like we talk about, that means the way you're sitting, down together, then it's very hard to sell the vehicle. So you want to make sure you're comfortable being next to them and doing it while you're sitting like this. It's very hard to be drawing this upside down and everything. I'm a big doodler and everything, but it really, really helps, especially when you're new and you're writing stuff down. It really helps keep the attention off of your face and that kind of thing. So when you're actually drawing stuff, they're actually relating to that. And when they can follow along with a simple example like this, it makes it very easy for them to really buy into the idea and understand. So like I said, people see salesmen as crooks. If you can give them examples like these and they can relate to them, it's very easy for them to really like you and understand and really see you as a different person. So anyway, this really, really helps. It's very important in the beginning of this close also. Is credit important to you? What are they gonna say? Yes, right? The world revolves around credit, especially if you live in the United States. What's worth more right now? Really having money or credit? Right now we're at the age where credit is important. So it's very, very powerful, and it actually takes the responsibility. You have these guys with these expectations of getting that loaded Tahoe LTZ, with leather and TVs and everything else, right? And you have them up here, and it gives you a chance to really bring them down to what they really can afford and buy. And guess what? After those 12 months that you've made perfect payments, you can come back to me and I'll get you that LTZ Tahoe that you wanted or anything else, because guess what? You can qualify for that. And then guess what? You can buy whatever. Hey, where are you living now? I'm living in such and such place. I'm living with my mom. I'm living in an apartment, whatever. Wouldn't you like to have a house someday? What are you doing right now to prepare you for that in the future? This right here helps build your credit so that you have unlimited amount of choices in life. And it really, really helps. And you get a lot of referrals and a lot of repeat business because of this, because it really helps you and it makes the customer know and feel that you really care. People say, they don't care about how much you know until they know how much you care. So this is really helping their credit in the right legal way to do it, in ways that they can really get transportation and everything else. So those times when people come in with the expectations right here, where you really feel you can't help them, you really can help them in different ways. They might not be getting the vehicle they want at the moment, but credit is the most important. And guess what? Those people are going to come back to you a year later when they have their credit built, and then they're going to buy whatever it is that they want, and they can do it away. There's lots of different ways to go over credit reestablishment and everything else, like with the credit union, you make your payments, you come back, blah, blah. But this one right here is my very favorite because it's very simple. Everybody knows somebody that's had braces. They understand the process of getting braces, and you can explain it very well on how it works exactly the same. So hopefully this helps. Feel free to, leave some comments and, share with all your friends and that kind of thing. And also, please keep sending us those emails. It really, really helps us to prepare for the content that we need to give you. So thanks again so much. Have a great day.